Hi, welcome back to the Business Feng Shui series. Today I'm going to share with you case number two, okay, of this series. Now, first case as we have talked about is a successful business. Now, on in case two, I'm going to talk a little bit different, right? A case where the retail shop that did not make it due to Feng Shui factors. Okay, so a little bit background about this story is that way back in around 2015, a friend of mine and her partner wanted to start a retail shop. It's a cafe actually, and so she asked me for a quote for my feng shui services. And after I gave her the quote, she discussed with the main partner. The main partner refused because probably the main partner did not believe much in feng shui, but rather believe that good location, good services, good food is is more important than having good feng shui, right? So she regarded feng shui as something superstitious or something that you cannot fully rely on. So they proceeded the renovation without any feng shui advice, and they started off the business a couple of months later. I was invited to the opening, so I had a chance to view the property as well as to take some readings and analysis of this shop. This shop is actually located in a very new development, I would say, and this development has a mix of offices as well as many retail shops. And this development is located in a very well, I would say a very densely populated area, because surrounding there are a lot of condominiums as well as residential areas. And best of all, is located beside a very busy main road, right? So every day there are thousands and thousands of cars going back and forth this road. So this owner or the main partner decided to rent this shop, which is the second shop towards the end of that development. The reason was because the last shop was too direct to the junction, as you can see here, right? So they wanted to avoid this because there's a common knowledge, well, that facing a junction is not good. So therefore they use this common feng shui knowledge to avoid some of the possible negative energies for the shop. Some school they call it this the naked eye feng shui method, right? And you can read a lot about this in over the internet. So there are many myths and taboos on the do's and don'ts of selecting a feng shui unit. Now, so they decided to settle for the second unit, and the reason was because the second reason for this is because the second unit is very near to the road. So really you can get a lot of frontage, in Cantonese we call mun si. So well, as people move along, travel along the main road, they can really catch the attention of the potential customers. So between then and the time when they closed the business, it was about almost 2 years, right? So between then and then, I had a couple of times I did go back to the cafe, because I used to meet my friend there and she used to hang out a lot in the cafe. So in those couple of trips, I can conclude to you that the food was really good. The ambience was nice. The price was reasonable. Parking was ample. You got good location because it's just beside a mall with a densely populated area. And the service was fine as well. So what actually caused this business to struggle, and in the end, the partner decided to give up the business altogether and pass it on to the new owner, right? So what actually transpired? Now, from the Feng Shui point of view, of course, from the real Feng Shui point of view, there were two major afflictions associated with this unit. The first one is that the unit itself and the surrounding environment, which we call it the land formations, is incoherent. So when this is incoherent, the effect is that it can affect the wealth and the human factor of the building or the property, meaning you may have difficulty to accumulate wealth, or you may have a lot of wealth leakages, difficult to hire talents, retain talents, arguments, right, theft and things like that, right, or nasty clients. Those are things that is very common if you have incoherent between the land formations and the property. Then the second reason was because of the internal layout, particularly the cashier. In a business feng shui like this, the cashier is very important because that's where you keep the money, right? That's the first entry point of the money to the business, into the business. So therefore, the positioning or the location of the cashier is very important. Now, unfortunate for this shop is that the cashier was located in an inauspicious direction. That's why things becomes very difficult to be successful, very difficult to attract customers, and the losses will keep coming because the negative energy that's prevailing in the sector where the cashier was. And this is second reason why the business will struggle, or any business will struggle. As to the question how long they can last depends on many other factors as well. For example, due to the food is good, the presentation was good, the price was reasonable, and so on and so forth, perhaps this prolonged the lifespan of the business. Otherwise, it could have gone down much earlier, right? So while I'm not saying that feng shui is everything in a business, because a business is a multi-faceted entity, you see, you need to have, apart from good feng shui, is that you need to have good product, good service, reasonable pricing, and so on, right? So these are all equally important, but what I'm trying to say here is that the feng shui factor is one major factor in the success or failure of any business, regardless whether you are talking about a restaurant, a cafe, a car workshop, a mall, a regional office, a law firm, a clinic, whatever, right? Feng shui does play a role in the success or failure of a business. Well, of course, the owner did not really, the major owner did not really believe in feng shui. Well, what I have to tell you is that regardless whether you believe in feng shui or not, feng shui is not something that is psychology. It's not something that you need to believe in it. It exists all the time, 24/7. Just like gravity. Regardless whether you believe or not in gravity, it's there. It's affecting every one of us, every object in this world. So feng shui, in a similar fashion, works in this way. So regardless whether you believe, whether you do not believe, it still exists, because feng shui is talking about the world energy, the earth's energy. Of course, Chinese use the word qi, but equivalent to that, a close translation would be energy. That is why if you have intention to open any business firm, the feng shui is very important because business is very dynamic. Therefore, you have to be very, very careful when you select any unit that you intend for your business. Get a feng shui consultant, the right one, to check it out before you embark on your journey. It will make your life a lot much easier and smoother. Okay, so that's all I have to share with you today. If you have any questions, you can go to my website alanchongfengshui.com.my, and if you like the video, you could subscribe our channel, so as we have new cases on business feng shui, we will publish it and you will get instant notification. Okay, so until then, thank you, bye.